Theme song?
Sure, yeah, go for it.
I am dark and you are light, you are blind as a bat and I have sight. It's Steve Saylor and JJ talking X-Men Apocalypse. Yeah.
I don't think it can get any better than
Yeah.
that. Hey everybody, my name is Steve and this is
JJ, hello.
And today we are here to talk about X-Men Apocalypse. Came
Yes.
out this weekend. And the first beginning of this video, as always, is going to be a spoiler-free portion. And then we'll get into the actual spoilers near the end of the videos. First off, what'd you think of the movie overall?
Overall, I was thoroughly entertained. It's a tough thing right now, I think, to be a comic book movie director.
Sure.
Because the presence and the noise coming from fanboys is large, and they're very critical of everything you do. So you gotta appease them because they're the loudest and most obnoxious when it comes to online critiques.
Fair enough.
But then you also have to make a movie for the masses.
Yeah.
And I think that Bryan Singer and Zack Snyder have fallen into a very similar issue with making these types of movies, in that you want to appease the fanboys, but then you also need to make a movie that's for everybody, and that's a very tough thing to do. And I think that it came off a little bit cluttered and really sped up. But for the most part, as mostly a fanboy, I really enjoyed it. You?
It was kind of 50-50 for me.
Okay.
There are parts of it that I like, and I will get into some of the more specific moments that I liked in the spoiler section, but the thing for me, it just seemed like it was a generic superhero movie. You got a big bad that wants to sort of destroy the world, and the X-Men have to stop it. Essentially, that is kind of the crux of a lot of superhero movies. And it could be superhero fatigue. It could be just X-Men fatigue, because our first X-Men movie came out in like 1999, 2000. So it's been 16 years of X-Men movies. I think a lot of it was, a lot of sort of the moments in this movie were kind of just essentially continuity porn. Because it was just continuity to be able to set up all the previous X-Men movies. And the thing what I liked about the end of Days of Future Past was that it set up like a completely different alternative timeline.
Yeah.
And they didn't go with that. It was almost as if they were kind of steering it back to the original movie. And I thought that it was like, yeah, it's cool, but as far as like an X-Men fan, it's like there was no development of those characters. I think the only character development was Magneto.
As a fan of the comic books, I would have liked to have seen Apocalypse be even bigger than he was, and have more of a threat. Okay, we'll get into the spoiler. Why don't we get into the spoiler part? Because I don't want to give away.
I do want to say one more thing. I did actually really enjoy Oscar Isaac's performance as Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Well, actually, when he was on screen, I actually enjoyed it. I was like, oh, this is actually kind of neat.
Yeah.
Like, leading up until about the third act, I actually kind of enjoyed it. I will say this, though. The Four Horsemen, completely unneeded. I know it's part of the story.
Yeah.
But completely unneeded whatsoever. And Jennifer Lawrence, also completely unneeded in this movie.
I mean, obviously they have her because of her popularity. She's the it girl right now. And
favorite moment of the movie, or can you do that without spoilers?
You
know what? Screw it. Let's go in the spoiler territory.
Okay.
All right. What were your favorite moments of the movie?
Favorite moments of the movie were the dream fight between Charles Xavier and Apocalypse.
Yes,
in the
that
dream.
was cool.
I thought that was awesome. I thought that really showed who I wanted Apocalypse to be overall, because he was large and menacing, and it showed that he had complete control over all his cells, which can expand, and he could turn into whatever he. Well, he can at least get big. In the comic books, he can turn into whatever he wants, which makes him an even huger threat. He becomes a Superman-styled villain who just you can't defeat him. And in the comic books, they don't really defeat him at all. Right. And I would have liked to have seen something more along those lines, like a real threat, instead of let's team up and we can do it together. I wish it was more of a holy crap, we can't beat this guy. But yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I did like the Weapon X section, because I mean, again, Wolverine has been around for 16 years.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman's played that same character, and he's done a great job with it. So that was kind of neat to see. I like the Quicksilver scene. They always deliver. They've delivered twice now on that, and I thought that was very entertaining.
Hopefully, they won't deliver again. It's it's like
Yeah,
twice as good.
yeah.
Don't ride this into the ground.
Right.
Right.
And then it was just, but there was those moments were kind of few and far between.
Yeah.
For me, and it just I think with Apocalypse it could have been so much better. Like it just seemed like he was just a generic baddie. Like I don't know. It was hard to watch for me because I was like, especially with the Four Horsemen. When I saw in the trailers, you got Storm, you got Magneto, you got Psylocke, you got Angel,
Yeah.
and I was like, and then essentially Archangel because they kind of
Yep.
turns him into that.
Yep.
I thought, oh, cool. This would I would love to see how these kind of tie into the plot. The only person that was tied to the plot was Magneto.
Yeah.
You didn't need Storm. You didn't need Psylocke. You didn't need Angel.
And-
They were just there to protect Apocalypse. Like, what? Why does he need protection?
Yeah, and that is so evident at the end of the finale, the big battle at the end. It's like, wow, did they really need Storm especially? It was like, what?
Yeah.
What are you even doing in this movie? My conclusions are, I gotta do it kind of like in two different tiers. As a fanboy, I loved seeing Phoenix. I loved seeing Apocalypse. I loved some of the fighting scenes that were in it. As a fan of film and movies, it was kind of a messy film. There was a lot being thrown at you. The pace was choppy at best. So much like you said in the beginning, I would say as a fanboy 60% and as a film fan 40%.
Yeah, I'd have to say I'd give it like a 50-50,
Yeah.
50%, because it was okay. There was moments, but it wasn't enough to make me want it, like to enjoy it completely. So I guess the rating, I give it like maybe 1 thumb up. Is that a 2?
I give it a thumb and a half.
Thumb and a half? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, I hope you enjoyed this review. Stay tuned to this week because we do have a review of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
Yes.
Out of the Shadows. So stay tuned for that. If you want to be able to follow us online, you can follow JJ
At Toronto JJ on Twitter and Instagram.
and also you can hear him every weekday in the afternoons, 93.5 The Move in Toronto. Or just go to 935themove.com. Leave a comment below. What did you think of X-Men Apocalypse? Keep it as spoiler-free as you can, and just be nice. So thank you for watching, and as always, we remain obediently yours. Bye.